My name is Andrew Zimmern, and this is my why story. It was a terrible, terrible time in my life. I started experimenting more heavily with drugs. I started drinking every day. That last year was just the worst year of my life. Stealing to eat, stealing to drink. Some friends organized yet again another intervention, except this time I got on the plane and flew to Minnesota, and that was the night of January 28th, 1992, and I've been sober ever since. Early on in my sobriety, the Y was a safe space for me to be. Without the Y there, who knows if I would have wound up becoming the person that I am today. People need to be loved up, and one of the greatest organizations in the country, famous for loving people up for generations and generations, is the Y. One of the many ways that the Y nurtures our communities all across this country is with their summer food program. There are over 20 million children who receive school lunch, but sadly, during the summertime when school is not in session, almost 80% of those children go without. There is a giant care gap represented by meals in front of a child, healthy, nutritious meals in front of a child that exists in America during the summertime. The Y fills that gap. Today's a really big day. I'm gonna go over to North Minneapolis and meet Yuri and her son, JJ. JJ's involved in after-school programs at the Y year-round, and during the summer is involved very heavily in their summer programs. And then I'm gonna go to the Y that they attend. I wanna see for myself how the Y is helping everyone. What's up?
Hi, Andrew.
At different times in my life, it was the only place that I could find shelter from the rain. And then when I moved here to Minnesota and rebuilding my life again, I relied on the Y over in St. Paul a lot. So the Y really provided me sanctuary.
One of the things I really love about the North Community YMCA is that James always comes home with stories about what the staff members said and what they did, and there's just great camaraderie there, and I really think of them as family.
And on the food side, you know, kids have such better outcomes when they're fed regularly. Their bodies are developing, their brains are developing. So it's not something that you can play catch up with. That little man upstairs could be president of the United States someday. I wouldn't want to look back and say somehow we failed him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for dinner?
Sadly, we live in a time where upwards of 20% of Americans, including children, are food insecure. Here in Minnesota, 200,000 kids are food insecure. 100,000 of those in the Twin Cities. Think about that, 200,000 kids don't know where their next 3 meals are coming from. A balanced meal is very important, and I'm really glad to see that the food here is fresh and nutritious and healthy and good for you guys.
Since some people like eating fruit, they just give us fruit every day. And you have Harry Potter glasses.
I do have Harry Potter glasses. Thank you very, very much. If you want to leave people with a sense that you're a kind and caring person, that you're compassionate, that you're respectful, that you treat people with dignity and respect, then you actually have to be those things. To be able to be in the food world and be able to make a difference, to be able to shine a light on the people that are helping, it has become, for me, truly the design for living that works.